It's Zane time. Pop that. Pop that. Come here, Grave Board. We got the old Ridian for ya. Zap! Ooh. Hoo, 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 hoo. Me like. Me like. Alright. Bet. Oh, shoot! Let's get it. Bye, Grave Board. I hate Tron. He's so ugly. Yo, come here, Tron. I got something for you. Whoa, zap! Zap! I got something for you. I got something for you, boy. I think out of all the bosses, Tyrene's voice irks me the most. Her evil form, anyway. Whoa, what the hell? Bruh. I'm loving this shotgun too much with this build setup, man. This is crazy. Wait a minute. Hold up. Hold up. Give me a sec. Bruh. Bruh. Dude, this is next level, this shotgun, dude. What the hell? No, it's not even fair. It's not even fair. What the hell? What the hell? Dude. Hold this. Hold this, Tyrene. Take that. Hold that. Shoot me. Shoot me. What? Oh, dude, this is unfair. Bruh, Zane's OD. OD. Don't mind me, guys. It's just Zane coming through. Bro, I really think I created a monster, bro. Zap! One shot. Bro, look how fast I'm killing his enemies. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scared Souls bringing out the Borderlands 3 video, and in today's video I'm gonna be sharing with you guys the Bloodstain Zane build. This is the level 57 Zane build for those of you who do not have a build yet. And this obviously conquers any mayhem 4, you name it, bosses. It does it all, and it does it in a good fashion. Now I'm going to be going over this build from head to toe, but before we do that, can we please smash that like button for this amazing build, guys, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you guys want to see more content. Now let's get right into it, guys. From head to toe, I'm going to explain everything for you guys because there's some newcomers to Zane, there's some people who don't really know everything, so we're going to describe it as best as we can. All right, so first things first, what you're going to want to have in terms of weapons. So here are my weapon suggestions for you guys with this build. You're going to obviously want to have a redistributor, and for those who don't know, the redistributor is one of the best SMGs in the game for Zane because it chains enemies and does a lot of damage to mobs. So let's say you shoot at one target, it will also kill 2 to 3 other targets at the same time. So you are killing at a fast pace with a redistributor. The anointment you see down below is the Sentinel is active, gain 100% of damage as bonus cryo damage. That is an elemental damage bonus, which does a lot of damage if you have it, and it is the best anointment for Zane in the game, so you want to have this. Now I carry 2 of them because I want to get rid of enemy shields, and then I want to melt their health bar right off the bat most of the time. The next gun I want you guys to have is the Old Ridian beautiful SMG. This gun is in the same family as the redistributor and kind of looks like a redistributor and shoots like a redistributor, except it does not chain enemies. So this gun is basically a redistributor but for single targets. So we have, that's the downside with this old redistributor over here. It's not very good against single targets most of the time, but this old Ridian over here is amazing for single targets, and it shreds. If you notice the damage difference, is about have 1,000 more damage than this one per shot, and the fire rate is even higher. So this gun is definitely a must-have, and this weapon is found in the DLC too. The last but not least, but my new favorite weapon in this game, if you guys have not heard already, is the Anarchy. This gun is literally one of the best guns in the game. It does so much damage. The way it works, of course, after you let it automatically reload, you cannot manually reload this gun. It will keep stacking your damage up by 30%, or if you get kills, and this stacks up to 10 times, giving you about 300% beautiful free damage, and you can do upwards of 2 to 3 million damage with this gun done everything right. This one is extremely powerful against bosses, against mobs, you name it, and you don't even have to aim at the enemy. You can shoot the floor or shoot the wall and it will ricochet to the target and absolutely melt. I have footage for you guys, do not worry, I got you out. So again, with the Sentinel anointment is priority. All right, Next, of course, the most important thing of this build, of course, is going to start with a shield, and the best shield I find for Zane is the run and gun ban in Sidorak. The reason being is because a lot of the green tree you're going to see in a second is based off of having a full shield. Sidorak is something that's super easy to keep full, and the other benefit of this shield is that it stacks. So all those depletion bonuses you see at the bottom over there, plus 22% weapon damage while depleted, plus 10% fire rate while depleted, all of those things, every time somebody breaks your shield, an enemy of course, all of those stats stack up. So breaks once, 22% weapon damage, it breaks twice, 44% weapon damage, etc., which is insane. So we're talking about stacks on stacks on stacks, guys. Alright, so that's one of the shields. The other shield, if you guys are not fortunate enough to have the Sidorak, is the Old God. This is also very good. Doesn't stack though, but again, it does give you bonus elemental damage. The one I have is fire, unfortunately, but for Zane you're going to want to have a cryo version, so it's going to give you plus 20% cryo damage for free without doing anything. And again, this one is the other alternative I would recommend because it has a very, very good recharge rate at the same time. But the best one, of course, is a Sidorak. Unfortunately, with Rough Riders, they are considered depleted, so things like adrenaline perk and your confident competence will not work with Rough Riders, so you will be losing gun damage at the same time. Next, of course, grenades. The best grenade in the game is the piss grenade for Zane because, again, it does about 45% damage when you hit a target, and this is also very good for bosses. Now, the other really, really good grenade is a reoccurring hex because, again, it spawns multiple grenades, which deals all types of damage, which helps you keep your kill skills full, which keeps your action skills full because it procs all of your kill skills to activate with the Seeing Dead class mod. So this is definitely a must-have, either the piss or the reoccurring hex for mobs. Next, we have the Seeing Dead. Now, the Seeing Dead, of course, has not lost its place. I'm still using my level 50 because it's still, I haven't found a level 57, unfortunately, but it still does the job. But again, the Seeing Dead is still Zane's best class mod in the game for those who don't know, because it automatically activates all his kill skills by just dealing some damage to enemies. You don't even have to kill anybody, which is crazy, and it also gives you more an effect to all those kill skills, which is crazy. So you're doing a lot of damage, and of course the rolls you're going to want to have are up to you, and those are going to be determining on what guns you like to use a lot. So you see, I like to use a lot of SMGs, so mine has priority to SMG. And if I want to use my Anarchy, I also have one for my Anarchy with shotgun and weapon damage. It's important to have specific rolls on this with either SMG damage, assault rifle damage, shotgun damage with the weapon damage, which is going to make the whole difference based on the multipliers in the game. Last but not least, guys, okay, the best artifact in the game, the Pearl Ineffable. This comes from the DLC too, and basically everybody should get it if you complete the DLC, because again, I think it's about midway through the DLC. Claptrap gives it to you, spoiler alert. He gives it to you in one of the quests for completing it, and this is the reward. And again, the rolls vary. This is the roll I got, 50% mag size and 17% reload speed, and this is not what it's supposed to do. You see, it says stack damage increased by 20%. It does actually way more than what it actually advertises. There's been a couple tests already on YouTube, and I'll give you the summary. It does 156% extra gun damage after you stack it up. All right, so this is the new best class mod in the game if you're trying to do maximum damage. And then second would be something like the Icebreaker over here for Zane, but again, then the Ineffable Knowledge is the best one, so that is what you want to do if you want to do the most damage with Zane. So with that being said, let's get into the skill tree, guys. So here it is. Here is the skill tree. So first things first, we want to get into the Hitman tree, and you're looking at it like, damn, is this guy crazy? Why did he get Seeing Red? He has the Seeing Dead. So first things first, we're going to want 5 into Violent Violence, because again, Violent Violence and Violent Speed and all of these types of violence and this and that, the third, so is going to give you more movement speed, more fire rate, and all these things. So we'll start from the top. We have Violent Speed. We put 5 points in there. Again, this gives us more movement speed, which is equate to more damage for Zane. The faster he moves, the more gun damage a character like Zane does. Violent Momentum is, again, more gun damage the faster Zane moves, so these two work together. We put one to cooldown to activate it. This is also a kill skill, so it does get buffed by Death Follows Close and our Seeing Dead class mod. So it gives us about, I think it's about 9% after we get a kill, and then with the bonus it's about 13% reload speed. And don't forget, our artifact gives us another 17% reload speed on top of that, so we are getting 30% extra reload speed. So 1 is okay for us, although I do like to have 5 out of 5 low key, but we got to do what we got to do to get some extra gun damage. All right guys. Next, if you want your grenade mod to come out, you want drone delivery, because this is going to drop your grenade that you currently have equipped. So this is how I get my piss grenades out on the battlefield. Then I have 3 out of 5 into Salvation, and Salvation is going to give me lifesteal, and this is hell of a lot of lifesteal. So basically, you're going to stay alive easily with Salvation on your side. I like to put 3 points because I don't only use rocket launchers and sniper rifles. I like to use other pistols and things like that. So a little extra health steal for those type of weapons gives me all the benefits to staying alive. Next, Death Follows Close. Any kind of Zane build you guys are making, you want Death Follows Close, because again, this is going to boost the effects of your kill skills and give all your kill skills more duration, which is awesome. Next, Violent Violence. Violent Violence is super important to have. I put 5 points into this one because, again, fire rate is huge. Fire rate translates to more DPS. It translates to more health steal because you're shooting out more shots, doing more damage faster, meaning more health steal. You're also proccing all your kill skills even quicker because, again, you keep just shooting out bullets super fast, which is super important. So Violent Violence is extremely good. And then to top that off, we got Plain Dirty, which is also going to give us 100% extra weapon damage because we're going to get extra projectiles on the next 5 shots. So that is going to give us another free 100% gun damage right there, because we'll be doing double damage with this. Then Good Misfortune, we need 1 point, and Good Misfortune is what keeps us our action skills infinite, for those who don't know, by simply shooting enemies with multiple projectile weapons or chaining enemies with guns like redistributors and things like that, and this will fill up your action skill duration. This is how you keep your infinite action skills. Lastly, we put the Seeing Red because our quality of life demanded it. Seeing Red, right when you get into a battle like Grave Ward or any of these type of bosses, you get in, the first thing you do is call in your action skills, and all your kill skills become activated, and this allows you to do full damage without any hesitation. Instead of without Seeing Red, you got to shoot the boss for about 4 to 5 seconds to get all your kill skills activated, and then you can start doing maximum damage. Seeing Red makes that process even faster, so right when you get into action, you're doing maximum damage to any of the bosses. The augments we have is, obviously, we equip the Sentinel because it gives us the best anointment in the game, and then we have Bad Dose and Static Field as our 2, because Static Field helps keep our shield full, and Bad Dose weakens enemies and makes Zane stronger. Next tree, we have the Double Agent tree. Now this one, we're speccing into this with pure damage, of course. Synchronicity and Donnybrook both give us free gun damage, about 85% between the two of gun damage, which is a hell of a lot. Plus Donnybrook gives us also health regeneration on top of our Salvation, which just those two together, you're never really dying as long as you're shooting somebody. Next, we have Borrowed Time, because Zane is a character who is based off of action skills, so we want to keep them up as long as possible. So again, you do not want grenades who have the ASC anointment, because again, the grenades with ASC, which is action skill end, you're ending your action skill, meaning you're losing bonuses from Synchronicity, which is 20% damage. You're also losing Supersonic Man, which is movement speed, which equals damage. Therefore, you are losing more damage than it is worth to use ASC action skill end anointments on your stuff. So that's why we have Borrowed Time, to keep those active as long as possible to get all the maximum damage bonuses. Lastly, Supersonic Man, one of my favorites in this tree because it gives us more movement speed, and this is 12% per action skill, so we will be having 2 action skills active, which means 24% movement speed, and 24% movement speed means way more gun damage for us as Zane. Last but not least, because of the update, we got 4 more points. So what we did was we were able to play around with our points and get also Confident Competence with Supersonic Man at the same time. So how we did that, we equipped obviously the barrier, and the barrier quickly amps all of your shots, which is why it is superior to the clone right now, because with the redistributor and the barrier together, every single one of your shots is amped. Therefore, every time you shoot an enemy, it's instantly chaining back and forth with every single shot, doing maximum damage, and it gets crazy, guys. It gets really crazy, so you want to have the barrier. And then how we got down this tree is, again, we put 5 points into adrenaline, we put 5 points into ready for action, which is going to help us keep our shield full faster. And adrenaline is going to, if ever our action skills do go down by any chance, we get them back a little bit faster. And lastly, confident competence. Again, that's why we needed some perks to keep our shield full, because confident competence is dependent on having a full shield. So that's why we have a Sidorak, because a Sidorak is very easy to keep full. Therefore, confident competence will be used a lot more. The augments we are using, again, is the All-Rounder, because the All-Rounder is a 360-degree barrier around Zane to protect them from all areas around him, of course. And then Charge Relay is going to be right when you drop your barrier, you're going to get a bit of a quick speed boost and a bit of reload speed bonus for 8 seconds. But while you have your shield picked up, those effects will not last, okay guys? So you got to just keep touching your shield. So basically you have to deploy your shield, leave it on the ground if you want these bonuses on the left side. If you pick up your shield, the left side bonuses will not work, okay guys? But it is what it is. That's just how the game's set up. So that was the skill tree, guys. Here's my Guardian rank really quickly, guys. So we're at 447. I have all of the Guardian rewards over here. Everything is all set up for me. I didn't enable anything. And again, the last thing I wanted to show you guys quickly was the class mod. So we have this class mod too, but the beautiful thing is we can also use the conductor on this build because we have the scene red. So if ever we wanted to get a little more gun damage for a temporary period of time, the conductor is also the way to go, because the conductor provides potentially more damage than the scene dead by adding another element to your weapons. So if you see over here, guys, really quickly, I have a fire redistributor, so I'm already doing fire damage, and with the anointment I'm also adding cryo to that damage, and then also with the conductor it's giving me shock damage on top of that. So I'm doing fire, cryo, and shock damage all in one, and this bonus stacks twice basically. I believe how it works, I think it does actually even more, to be honest, as I was doing about 63,000 damage per shot when this was active, additional shock damage. So that was really ridiculous. So I think this works really well, but we'll have to see. But I know it does more damage than the scene dead, but the scene dead is more, I find, more mobbing. It's a little harder to keep your kill skills active with the conductor when you're fighting certain mobs compared to Scene Dead, because Scene Dead keeps proccing Plain Dirty over and over and over. But the conductor does offer more potential weapon damage to Zane, just so you guys know. Alright, so let's get into the gameplay of this build, guys. Enough of me talking. Let's get it. First things first, guys, we are going to take it to the takedown. Of course, it is some of the hardest content available to us in Borderlands 3, so we will be taking out to the build at the toughest challenge available to us. And of course, as you see, we are using a combination of all the guns I showed you in the beginning, and that includes the Anarchy, Redistributor, and the Old Ridian, some of my favorite guns currently that I like to use. And you see this shotgun is absolutely insane. You can basically shoot on the ground, you can shoot on the wall, and the bullets will find a target. It's actually, in terms of keeping your action skills active with Zane, I recommend actually shooting this close to enemies on the ground, because it will hit multiple enemies at the same time, therefore giving you a better advantage of keeping your action skills active. Now, one thing I really want to point out on the build, because you guys might be questioning this, in the green tree specifically, I did not have Brain Freeze equipped, simply because I'm using the ineffable artifact, the one that Claptrap gives you in the DLC 2, and that simple fact is because I don't need the Icebreaker anymore, since that is the best artifact in the game, put it that way. So with that being said, of course, we are not going to be freezing enemies, and freezing enemies doesn't really benefit us since we're not using the Icebreaker, since the Icebreaker used to give us obviously damage to frozen enemies, but because we're using an ineffable knowledge pearl, of course, we do not need the Brain Freeze. So again, I expect higher into adrenaline, and for that matter, again, as we see, I just take out the Valkyries. It's just ridiculous. This shotgun's absolutely stupid as hell. But aside from that, guys, kind of interrupt me. I was kind of getting kind of shook, man. That's ridiculous. So I got sidetracked, man. But that's pretty much what that's all about, guys. So this build is pretty unique. Again, you can throw on the conductor on this and still really have a lot of fun because it doesn't miss anything. So again, you can have a lot of fun with the conductor, with the scene dead, with an infiltrator class mod. It gives you that versatility, and for boss farming it is fantastic as well because we have the scene red as well. So if ever you want to farm Grave Ward and jump in, you don't have to keep changing your build around. You can use the same build as you saw in all this gameplay so far. So I absolutely am murking the Valkyries, as you guys can see. I'm going crazy. This shotgun, by the way, is again the Anarchy. It is the best shotgun in the game and best gun in the game, probably, in my opinion. As you see, I am causing pure chaos with Zane, with the Bloodstain Zane build, and it's just absolutely basically 1 to 2 shotting everything in its path. Now, the one thing I have to say, which is very unfortunate, is Zane is his own worst enemy at this point. Zane is basically one of the best characters in the game, and basically the only way he can die is basically following through the map or barrel. And if I say basically again, I think we're all gonna have a panic attack. So let's get rid of that word out of our vocabulary for the rest of this video. Basically. Okay, so the next thing I want you guys to know, of course, with Anarchy, you do not want to manually reload it. That's very important to know. So what I mean by manual reloading is that after you take a couple shots, do not press square button. Okay, do not press that square button because it will manually reload and then you're going to lose your stacks. So just let the gun reload itself. Let it empty out the mag. I know it's kind of a bad Call of Duty habit. I had to get used to it too, of reloading every single kill, but get that out of your system, guys, because this gun is worth switching your style for. Now, with that being said, guys, again, the other weapon that I was highlighting in this video was Old Ridian. It is insane. The Old Ridian is such a good SMG. It's a redistributor, but for single target enemies, and it is insane. If you wanted to, you can slap on a Banjo artifact so you can also chain with it. But honestly, the Ineffable is literally ineffable, all right? You can't mess with that shield. No, that artifact, that shield, though. But again, that artifact, it gives you 156% bonus damage. You can't beat it. I don't care what the other artifact you have. It doesn't matter, man. Just throw on that artifact and it's going to do damage. And I don't think it would get nerfed because Borderlands said they weren't going to nerf things anymore anyway, so all they would do is just bring something better into the game, and that's pretty much it. Or, quote unquote, they would pull one of those, oh, sorry guys, it's not working the way we wanted it to. But nonetheless, you see, I am speed running through this freaking takedown. I think I completed it in about 6 or 7 minutes. It was really, really fast. And again, you're seeing me go in. So let's get into the gameplay, guys, and let's get into the groove. So you see, I got my Zane. I'm blasting all these enemies. I'm shooting like a madman right now. I'm throwing this thing. I'm shooting it when it tells me to shoot it. Yes, I'm loving every bit of this shotgun right now. And you see, I'm addicted to it. I cannot put it down for whatever reason. Oh yeah, that's right, because it is the best shotgun in the game. And I have not used a shotgun in a very long time. Because again, the Brainstormer was just not cutting it enough for me because I was just using the redistributor. But with this, you can throw a redistributor out the window because that used to be my favorite gun. Now the Anarchy is my favorite gun, to be honest. And again, the only thing I'll watch out for is when you reload that gun, or yeah, when it automatically reloads, be careful you're not in its way because it will kill you. I am hitting, look at this, watch this kill right here. Pop! Couple shots, it's done. The fire rate is super awesome, and again, we didn't even need to spec too heavily in reload speed because T-Door, you just throw the weapon after you're done with it, once you're done reloading. So this is really, really insane. So I want to know what you guys feel about this build. If you guys like it so far, leave a comment down below. If you guys have any questions, I will get to you as I'm in fight for my life right now, fighting for that life. And it is pretty easy for me to get back up again because my good old trusty Anarchy killed me. That is one of the cons of the weapon, but honestly, I will take that. I don't really care. Now, I'm using a radiation version, but again, optimally, I would want to find a cryo version or a shock version. Of course, one day, hopefully, you know, I'll pray and I'll count everything and I'll use my please and thank yous and all that stuff so I can get it. But nonetheless, let's get into Wotan. Let's eat him up. Let's tear that ass up, boys. Woo! Get that shield right off of him. Let's go smash him real quick. Let's go. Shoot me, I'll shoot it. When it tells me to shoot it, I shoot it. You guys, you know what? I don't even hesitate no more. Bop, 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 bop. Blasting through the takedown like it ain't nothing, dude. Wotan is my B word right now. He's running away from me instead of me running away from him. And again, it does not matter. He can put his immunity phase on. He can have all his shields he wants. I'm blasting through that with this anarchy because we are causing anarchy, man, in this B, no pun intended. Now, look how fast I kill Wotan right here, okay? He's going to jump down over there. I'm going to murk his shield in a second. Now he jumps down because he's a, you know, and just watch. Just watch how this anarchy goes to work, boys. Look at that. Isn't it beautiful? And the head is nothing. Watch, you're going to see how quickly I destroy the head in a second over here. The head ain't nothing. Again, he's doing his backwards, his somersaults all over the map. So I want to take this into the proving grounds now. You saw how fast we completed the takedown. This build is insane, guys. Let's go. So now we got the Iridian now. The old Iridian. I keep calling it the Iridian, the Obliterian, whatever. It's the old Iridian. I got to get it right. But look at this. Just appreciate this gun. Just let's appreciate it. Yep, right there. I'm literally two-shotting to three-shotting enemies, okay? It's not even, look at this. The old Iridian is insane, okay? Now, again, that's why I wanted to put this gun in here too, because I didn't want people to be like, oh, you know, the build's garbage because, oh, you're just using an overpowered weapon, ha 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 ha. No, I'm using a freaking old Iridian right now, and this thing is slapping. The proof is in the pudding, guys. It's more than just the gun, it's also the build doing the work, because you see how much we spec'd into the damage in this build. We are not missing anything. And now with Supersonic Man tied in with Confident Competence, it is giving us the ultimatum. And whew, let me tell you, I'm loving life with Zane right now, guys. How are you guys loving it right now? So that's it for me, guys. I blabbed my mouth off for almost half an hour. So if you guys stay to the end of the video, type in the chat Zane Gang, so I know you guys stay till the end, and enjoy the rest of the gameplay. We are at the proving grounds to show you guys the rest of the build. We're also going to put a little bit of the DLC at the end. I didn't want to put too much of it in here because I don't want to spoil it for anybody who didn't really have it. I didn't want to spoil too much, so I just put a little clip of the new DLC in there. But nonetheless, guys, I'm signing out. Enjoy the rest of the gameplay. Thank you so much again. Don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more content, guys. It's your boy Scare Soldier. We're almost at 500 subs. So let's get it. Peace.
A new chapter in me saga.
System shutdown. I feel sick.
Let's go around without those cats. Bust your ass, Jack. Take out that bulldozer. some cover! Don't kill my Theo! Take that, you ganky nub! Your parents shall be... I'll kill ya!